This historic pub in Manchester city centre has a fascinating history tied to a dark day of political repression in the 19th century. Called the Britain's Protection, the pub claims an intricate connection to the infamous Peterloo Massacre, which took place close to the hostelry in 1819. The tragic incident unfolded at St Peter's Field, Manchester. Estimates of between 60,000 to 80,000 people, including workers, women and children, gathered peacefully to demand parliamentary reform and greater representation. This was in response to widespread economic hardship and political exclusion following the Napoleonic Wars. At the time, industrial towns such as Manchester lacked proper representation in Parliament, and voting rights were restricted to a small, wealthy elite. The protesters were inspired by radical reformers such as Henry Hunt, who addressed the crowd. However, local magistrates, alarmed by the size of the gathering and fearing insurrection, ordered the local yeomanry, a volunteer cavalry, and regular troops to arrest Hunt and disperse the assembly. The yeomanry, poorly trained and hostile to the protesters, charged into the unarmed crowd, wielding sabres. In the ensuing chaos, 15 people were killed and over 600 were injured. The massacre provoked outrage across the nation, with critics likening it to the kind of violence inflicted by British forces on foreign enemies. It exposed the repressive tactics of the government under Prime Minister Lord Liverpool, which responded to calls for reform with harsh measures such as the 6 Acts, further restricting public meetings and free speech. The Peterloo Massacre became a symbol of the struggle for democratic rights and inspired subsequent movements for reform, including the Chartists and the eventual extension of suffrage during the 19th century. Though tragic, the event underscored the determination of ordinary people to demand justice, leaving a lasting legacy in the history of British democracy. A message daubed on the walls of the Britain's Protection reads, "A large mural of the Peterloo Massacre stands proudly on the walls, the only place to commemorate the 1819 protest for parliamentary reform, which took place just outside the Britain's front door. 15 demonstrators killed and 700 injured by the sabre-wielding cavalry who charged the 80,000 crowd." But that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly subscribe. And you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description or via YouTube Super Thanks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.